So Jeffree Star moved to a yak farm, presumably in order to escape the drama and live a more peaceful life. But he did return to LA just for a few days, and already the drama has ensued. What's crack, it's VangelinaSkov, and today we are going to be talking about Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Tana Mongeau, James Charles, and Trisha Paytas. This feels like the olden days. This feels like before drama and drama videos became so dark and it was just about gossiping about the beauty community and other influential YouTubers. This was all kind of just before I got into making these kind of videos, and it pretty much ended like soon after I started making those kind of videos. So this is going to be an interesting one today because it's been a while since I've talked about all of these people in one video. And if you don't know and you're wondering why all these people happen to come up at once, it all has to do with the launch of Jeffree Star's new product, Jeffree Star Skin, for which he had a launch party in LA after he's been living with yaks for a while. So I'm going to tell you all about that, but before we get into that, I would really appreciate if you would please subscribe to this channel, and while you're down there you can click the little bell button to get notified when I upload. Thank you very much. Right, let's talk about this launch party. So like I already said, Jeffree Star is a new product. This is Jeffree Star Skin, and as you can probably guess from the name, it's a skincare line. Now here's the biggest question, the question to me, Evangelina, will you be trying this product? And no, because I have terrible skin, very, very sensitive and very, very terrible skin that even very, very, very expensive formulas don't work for. And I've recently found one that kind of somewhat manages my situation here. So I am not putting anything else on my face. I don't need that negativity. And also, nobody actually asked that. But for this, Jeffree had a launch party in LA, somewhere where he obviously, as we've said 500 times already, does not live anymore. And actually neither does Shane Dawson and Rylan Adams, two of the people who were attending this party. Now Shane and Rylan were not the only people in attendance. Obviously that would not really count as a party. That's just more hanging out and having a drink. There are obviously a lot of people there, but one of the more notable people who was there was Tana Mongeau. Now this is interesting for a wide variety of reasons, but the main reason being that she and Shane used to be pretty close. If you don't remember, Shane did a whole thing about TanaCon and basically redeemed Tana and saved her career. And they'd also collabed on a few other things over the years, some of them normal and some of them not good. But after Shane got cancelled, Tana was pretty quick to condemn Shane, not so much outwardly at the beginning, but she was liking tweets saying like Shane's awful and shouldn't have done this stuff. Later on in a podcast, she had also said that she could not agree with the content that Shane was making and could not support it. So obviously having Tana and Shane at a party together is a little bit of a weird situation. Thankfully though, and obviously completely not entirely arranged, Hollywood Fix was there to ask these people all the questions about the drama. If you don't know Hollywood Fix, they're essentially like paparazzi-esque thing that like follow influencers. But in my own personal opinion and just my own speculation here, it never seems genuine. It always seems very staged and arranged, and it's usually like they're following people when they have something to promote. And obviously the launch of Jeffree Star Skin is something that Jeffree Star is promoting. So they went up and they asked a couple of questions to people. Firstly, they spoke to Jeffree Star and asked him about Shane, saying, have you guys had a falling out? Did you have a falling out? Yada yada. And Jeffree just responds that they managed to stay friends throughout all the drama. So this kind of curbs any speculation that was going around that perhaps Jeffree and Shane were no longer friends, or that at some point they stopped being friends because of all the drama. Moving on from Jeffree though, they then talked to Shane, who was a lot less, I don't want to use that word articulate, but that's the word that's coming to mind. He was a lot less talkative than Jeffree. They were asking Shane about his cancellation, obviously, because that's what you're going to ask Shane about, and asked, do you think you can come back from this? Blah, blah, blah. And Shane basically just says, I think so. That was about it. I mean, he has come back and he's uploaded videos and they're doing well enough, so I guess he can. But here's where it gets very interesting, because they also asked him if he's still friends with James Charles, and for a moment it looked like Shane's soul left his body and he very quickly said, I thought you were going to say Jamie Lynn, and just completely shuts that question down and changes the subject. So I think it's safe to assume no, but did anybody think that they would be? I don't think so. And this is where the topic of Tana Mongeau gets brought up, because they're then joking about all these cancelled people being at the party, meaning him, between Jeffree and Tana, and Shane apparently didn't know that Tana was there, and he looks a little bit worried about the fact that she's there. So at this point it looks like they're still to encounter each other at this party, but we can see from Tana's Instagram story that she did post a picture of Ryland and Shane. So that at least means that they didn't run away from each other. And in a later video that Hollywood Fix did where they spoke to Jeffree, this was not at the launch party, this was after, they actually did ask Jeffree about this whole encounter with Tana and Shane, and Jeffree apparently said that Tana and Shane sat down, they talked, they had a heart to heart, and he said, "I think they'll always be friends." So despite all the liking of tweets and the things that Tana might have said, it seems like she is now supportive of Shane. It could all be for show, it could all be real, who knows? What is interesting though, and what caught people by surprise, was the friendliness between Tana and Jeffree, because it seemed like they were never really friends before, but throughout this whole party they were posting pictures together. Tana was tweeting about Jeffree and things like that, so it seems like they've gotten really, really close. And this might have something to do with the reconciliation between Tana and Shane, because if Jeffree is friends with Shane and Jeffree is friends with Tana, they might have had some incentive to talk it out. There is some speculation though that Tana might just be making up with Shane because of public opinions going back in Shane's favor. Now, I don't know how true that is because I don't really see public opinions going back in Shane's favor, but that is just one of the theories that people have. Anyway though, going back to this second Hollywood Fix video with Jeffree Star, because they don't just ask about the Shane and Tana situation, they also ask about Trisha Paytas, and specifically Trisha's pregnancy. So a couple of very quick things to recap if you're very confused about what's going on here. First of all, Jeffree and Trisha did used to be friends for a while, but they had a very major and very public falling out because Trisha said that Jeffree was a mean girl and had said some horrible things about them. I have done a video on that, so I will link that in the description if you know nothing about that situation. The other thing to catch up on, if you somehow don't know, is that Trisha Paytas is pregnant. This is something that they've wanted for a very long time, and they thought that they couldn't get pregnant, so obviously this is something that Trisha is very, very excited about. So the question that they asked Jeffree was if he had reached out to Trisha about their pregnancy. And at this point, it became time for Jeffree's soul to leave his body. But he says, no, he didn't reach out to her, and then says on the video, congrats. I think Trisha's always wanted to be a mom, so that's great. The whole thing is very weird. It feels like I said at the start of this video, it's just like a whole old school kind of drama. And I don't know if like this whole community is like healing or something. I can't think of a better word. I'm so sorry for using that choice of words, but like I don't know what else to say. Or if this is just like bad omen for more drama to come. I have no idea. I will say though, back to the topic of my own speculation of the Hollywood Fix always being like, or at least appearing to happen to arrive when somebody has something to promote and it's seeming pretty fake. Jeffree has been out of drama for a while, so all of this happening around the launch of his skincare line is a little bit like, come on now. He got all these controversial people and brought up all these controversial names at the time of his skincare launch, but like, is using drama for publicity for your new product like the worst thing that anybody's ever done? No, like I don't even think it's that bad really. There have definitely been much worse things done than that. And that, my loves, is where we're going to leave it for today. So do let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. And if you don't want to leave me a comment about that, then leave me a comment letting me know what your favorite kind of tea at the moment is. I'm asking you that because I currently have a cup of just like regular tea with a bit of oat milk in it right beside me. But besides that, there's this nighttime tea that's really delicious. It's got like lavender and oat flour and stuff like that. It's really, really good. Anyway, like I said at the start of the video, don't forget to subscribe, turn on all notifications, and you can also follow me on social media. Like, comment, share, and do all the things that I'm supposed to ask you to do at the end of a video. And have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!